Guys, so today we are going to be doing algebraic equations, and this follows on from the previous videos we've done, which is algebraic expressions. Okay, so I've just written down a few key concepts I want us to cover first. This is our introduction. We're just going to gauge our mind into what we're going to do to solve equations before we actually get into solving them. Okay, so like I said, I want you to remember that principles you learned from our algebraic expressions video where we added and subtracting like terms, as well as distributive law, because that does come up when it comes to equations as well. Okay, but just going through the points I've written down. So the very first thing we're always going to remember is what is our end goal. Okay, our end goal is always to find what is the variable we're looking for. So it's going to be what is x equal to, what is y equal to, etc., etc. Okay, remember an equation is simply an expression that is equal to something. So we need to find what that variable is, what the letter is in the equation. Okay, so that's my end goal. We're always keeping that in mind because that's what I'm working towards. Okay, so how do I get to this point? Okay, so I have to use inverse operations to be able to get to my end goal. And so now you ask yourself, what are inverse operations? So my inverse operations, it's almost like your opposite operation. For addition will be subtraction. So if I have addition in my equation, I'm going to use subtraction to get rid of it, and vice versa. If I have subtraction, I'm going to use addition to get rid of it. But you'll see it comes with examples. Then multiplication, if I do have it, my inverse is division, and vice versa. Okay, so we're going to use my inverse operations to get to my end goal, to simplify, to be able to work out what is the value of my variable. Okay, so then lastly, we have an order that we kind of simplify or get to my end goal in my equation, and the easiest way to describe this is it's the opposite of bed mass. Okay, we are used to saying bod mass, but instead of my of, we are going to think of exponents. Okay, so it's the opposite of bed mass. So first, what that means is first we are going to do subtraction. I'm going to get rid of it first by using this first inverse operation. Then I'm going to do multiplication and division. Then I'm going to do exponents, thirdly, if I do have an exponent. And lastly, I will sort out brackets. So I'll get rid of my brackets last. Okay. And so we are going to remember point 1, 2, and 3, and we're going to bring this all together and use this to solve equations in our next video, which is our example video. Stay tuned.